Hey there, Board Game Brody here with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table, like this copy of Infiltraitors by Pandasaurus Games that they sent me. This is a cooperative deduction card game where players play as agents who work together to uncover and eliminate all of the traitors, each represented by one of the cards in the deck in the game. To begin, the game includes 3 training missions to help learn the rules, but after that, there are 20 different missions that you and your fellow agents can play, which will increase in difficulty as you play through them. The game includes 70 cards with 5 additional special cards, and the main deck has 5 different suits numbered from 2 to 15, with the special cards being the 1 of each of those suits. When playing through, each mission will list the number of cards and the number of suits used in that mission, and the game is laid out with a certain number of suspects that you will need to identify as a team. Players start with 5 random cards in their hands, with the others placed in a deck to form the headquarters. Then the mission will list how many bullets you can use. These bullets represent the number of chances of guessing the correct suspect, or really, more specifically, the number and the suit of the card of that suspect. You will do this as a team by taking one action from 5 possible actions. First, a player can draw a suspect card, and when doing this, they will secretly look at it so they know the information of what that suspect is without anyone else knowing. This player will also then discard one face-down card from the headquarters without looking at it. This will decrease the number of cards in the headquarters, but also make it so no one sees that discarded card, making it harder to identify the suspects. When taking a suspect, you can also take a player aid and a marker, and you can use this to mark off possible numbers or suits that the suspect card is not. Each player can have up to 1 suspect in front of them at a time. Now that a player can see the suspect card, players will now need to work together asking questions or giving hints to identify what that card is. This can be done by the player with the suspect card in front of them taking the give a clue action. They will choose a card from their hand and play it next to the suspect. The card will be placed either vertical or horizontal depending on the clue that that player is giving. Vertical clues mean that that card has something that helps to identify the suspect, where if it's placed horizontal, then it means it does not match with anything on the suspect. Horizontal will help cross off possible numbers or colors, while vertical clues at first won't help as much, but when vertical clues and horizontal clues are given, players can use the information to cross off more and more of the numbers and colors of what things are not. A card matches when it's the same suit, the same number, or its number is a multiple or a factor of the suspect's number. You can see each card shows the multiples and the factors on each of the cards to help you with any possible confusion. The example in the rulebook uses a 6 green card as the suspect, so all green cards would be a match if it's placed vertical. A red 3 is also a match, and it's placed vertical because it matches its number. A blue 12 is also a match because it's a multiple of 6, while a blue 4 is not a match and can be placed horizontal. Another action is information exchange, and this is similar to give a clue, except you will play a card from your hand to another player suspect, and then that agent will orient that card according to whether it matches that suspect or not. Again, vertical if it matches, and horizontal if not. Then that player will draw a card from the headquarters and add it back into their hand. So with this action, you can gain a card back to your hand, while the give a clue action does not. Number 4 action is bide your time, and you discard the top card from the headquarters deck face down, and then you draw 3 cards from the same deck back into your hand. You can draw less than 3 if you'd like as well. This deck is sort of like a timer in the game, so when the cards run out, then the game ends. You can have up to 7 cards in your hand at a time. If you think you can identify one of the other player suspects, then you can make your guess taking the eliminate a traitor action. And to do this, you will discard a bullet token, take the gun from the center, and you point it at the suspect that you are guessing. Then you will need to identify both the suit and the number shown on that card. That player will then confirm if you are right or wrong. The gun is placed back in the center of the table, and if you guess correctly, you will shuffle that suspect card back into the headquarters deck. Then you will gather all the clue cards and leave them face up for you to use throughout the game to know what things are not. As a reward for a correct guess, you may also retrieve a card, even a face down card, from the discard pile and place it into your hand. If you guess wrong, then the suspect's owner keeps the card hidden and you waste a bullet. The game ends immediately if either you correctly identify all suspects in front of all the players and the suspect pile is empty, then you win the game together. If you cannot perform one of the 5 actions, or if you have fewer bullet tokens than there are remaining suspects, then you lose the game. Headquarters was destroyed. Agents, run for your life. And, well, that's Infiltrators. It's a cooperative card game of deducing which cards are each suspects. Players can discuss with each other, other information that is already disclosed out on the game at all times, but you cannot mention your own hand of cards or any of your suspects either. Also, unless a mission says otherwise, you can also always search through the discard pile and look at the face-up cards, but never flipping over face-down cards up. Also, those clue boards are good to mark off different possibilities, and all players can see and look at those to help with further hints with their actions, or maybe even with the correct guess taking down that traitor. As you play through the scenarios, remember there are 20 total missions. Things will get tougher, and some added rules and stuff change to keep the game feeling a little bit fresher each time, like these finger pointers or these number tiles. They will be used. I don't want to spoil, what they are used for, but you will go through a fun campaign of playing this game with a story that takes you through doing different things. I'd recommend trying to be strategic in your hints, trying not to use a lot of cards that might not give, anything new, choosing cards that, roughly cause half of the choices to be ruled out or ruled in, whichever way, or sometimes just taking out a color and some numbers also. Even sometimes the active player can give an amazing hint that will cause less cards to be used for hints. I like trying to get 2 vertical cards of different colors. This way it's either the color of one card with one of the numbers on the other card, or the color of the other card and the numbers of that card. All other choices can be crossed off. Now, you are narrowing down to the 2 colors and those numbers listed on those 2 cards. It's a great way to go about this. When getting cards laid out horizontal over and over again, it slowly hacks away at possible numbers and colors, but usually will take more cards to get to the right answer. Sometimes you will luck out, or players can be strategic with their cards, but sometimes it just happens that, each card is being placed in a way where it doesn't help as much as you would like. If you are a fan of, The Crew, then you will really want to explore this game. And ultimately, it's a game that takes you, playing it to find and see the fun that it holds. With me just showing you and explaining it, it might excite you, but that excitement, take it by 20 times, then that's what you feel when you're actually playing this game. Again, this is Brody with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We are working hard to bring to you videos like this one, so you know if these games, like Infiltrators, are ones that you want to get to your own table. And I would recommend this one.